Hello people, my name is Zacarias and today we are going to be talking about verb patterns. Alright, today I'll teach you how to use verb patterns, how to structure your sentences in a clear and organized way. Alright, and so what are verb patterns? Verb patterns are structures that come after a verb because English verbs do not all connect to the next verb in the same way, right? Some verbs they describe decision, experience, right? And then here are four verb patterns. First is verb plus to infinitive, right? We use these structures when the first verb here expresses a desire, a plan, all right, a future action. For example, they want to buy a new car, all right. So they desire to buy a new car. Here, the first verb expresses desire, all right. Yes. So when we have this kind of situation, we use this structure, verb to infinitive, all right? And then here we have verb to ing, all right? We use verb plus verb in ing when the next verb expresses an activity, all right? Expresses an experience, an action in progress, expresses a general action. All right. So we use verb in ing because we are not conjugating it. You know, we are talking about a general action or an experience. Right. So sometimes a verb can become a noun. So that's why we don't link with to and infinitive. So here we have everyone loves going to parties. Right? Everyone loves going to parties. So going, this action is general, right? So we use verb plus verb in ing, and then we have verb preposition plus verb in ing. Why? In English, after a preposition such as for, all right, before, all right, of, after a preposition, we use verb in ing form, all right? We use a verb in ing form. For example, we are thinking of moving house. We are thinking of moving house because the next verb is seen as a noun. It is not just a verb, but as a noun. So that's why we say we are thinking of moving house, all right? I would never even think of doing that, for example. So after a preposition, we use verb in ing, and then we have verb plus base verb, all right? So in this situation, there are some verbs that are, for example, modal verbs. So after modal verbs, we use the next verb we're gonna use without to, right? We don't, for example, we have a modal verb. She came to swim. We can't do that, right? If the first verb is a modal, the next verb. It is required to be in, we will use without to. So she can swim, all right? She can swim. So from this, we can infer that in English, you need to be aware, you need to keep in mind that the way that we structure sentences is not the same way, right? We don't use, for example, verb in infinitive, all right, in all the times, all right? So here we have verb to infinitive when the first verb describes decisions, all right, future plans, intentions. Alright? The second one, verb, after that, ing. Alright? Doing exercise is very good for your health. Alright? So doing exercise, the activity of doing exercise is very good for your health. We are not talking about a plan or something like that. No, about activities. Right? So we use verb plus verb in ing. See you next class. Thank you.